Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday. In case you didn't know, we have been watching Dragon Ball Super. We started it a few weeks ago when we were trying to figure out what to watch. Because we had been just kind of perusing YouTube since we finished King of the Hill.
And Holy Moly.
And Holy Moly, which is great by the way. If you like miniature golf and Wipeout, the Venn diagram is Holy Moly right in the center. It's great. But we wanted to watch something new, and we were scrolling through Hulu, and we saw Dragon Ball Super on there, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that this was on here. And Mal was like, man, I wonder if it has a bunch of the ridiculous stuff that we like. And I was like, well, there is one way to find out.
I really just want slice of life Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So we started it. So this video is going to be a review of Dragon Ball Super Saga 1, which I believe is the Battle of the Gods Saga. And it's an important clarification that we have watched the first 18 episodes of Dragon Ball Super. We have not watched the movie. So this is not a review of the movie. We can't compare to the movie. We have not seen the movie. This is just the first 18 episodes of Dragon Ball Super. So right out of the gate, Dragon Ball Super, to me, feels almost like a victory lap for the series, because when Dragon Ball Super starts, it's just a weird feeling, right? Like Dragon Ball Z has been over for a long time. All of a sudden, all of these characters are back, and they're just shoving them like by the bucket loads each episode. Like, you remember these guys? You remember these? There's like people you haven't seen in forever, and the show is not in any way, shape, or form attempting to explain any of them. It's just like, listen,
you remember Tien. Here he is.
Yeah, it's not for newcomers to Dragon Ball. It's just not, because the show doesn't even try to explain them. It's just like, here's Chaozu, you haven't seen Poir in a while. Remember Turtle? He's here. And like, some of these characters don't even have speaking parts. And those that do speak like one line.
Yeah.
But it's just a ton of it, and it just feels like, man, you know, Dragon Ball is a worldwide phenomena, well-known, well-loved anime, and Dragon Ball Super out of the gate is just like, it's back, and if you don't know who these characters are,
go watch Kai.
Too bad. Like, there's too much to try and, you know, gain. It was very slice of life at the beginning, because it all starts out with you know, Bulma having a birthday party.
Well, should they go on a vacation first?
That's right, they go on a vacation first. Also, this will spoil Saga 1, so like, it's probably obvious, but don't keep watching if you want to see it for yourself. They go on a vacation, and it's really just a chance to become reacclimated to all of the characters and their attitudes. Vegeta's still super angry. Goku is still a bumbling moron, but he's also started to do farming, because him and Chi-Chi have a very problematic relationship. They probably should have gotten divorced like 20 years ago, but I don't think Goku knows that is even a thing he can do. So they're still together. So we spend the first few episodes just kind of doing the slice of life thing, which honestly is, I don't know if it's just my old age or what, but like, I actually prefer that to the fighting stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Which is bad, because like, at its core, Dragon Ball is a martial arts series. Like, that is what is going to happen. But I find myself liking the weird interactions between the minor characters more than how long can they power up for.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because I know what's going to come. So eventually Bulma has a birthday party, they get on the cruise, we're seeing all these characters reunite, and it's really fantastic. We also see Emperor Pilaf, who inexplicably is a child. And there was a few times I had to Google things while we were watching this first saga, because I was like, why is Emperor Pilaf child? And it's just like, oh, he became child. And I'm like, oh, okay. My bad. I should have known that off screen between Z and Super, he became child. Okay. Anyway, so dumb. So we continue watching. Eventually, there's a new threat. It's Beerus. I really like the character design.
Me too.
For Beerus.
And Whis.
And Whis. Both of them are really strong characters, and I think one of the things I like a lot about them is that, at least in the TV series, I've been told that the movie portrays Beerus slightly differently, but in the TV series, Beerus is very likable, and I actually really like likable villains. There's so many villains, I mean, in media, but then especially Dragon Ball, that like they're pure evil.
Yeah.
They're here to do evil things. And it's I don't know, it's a lot better experience to have Beerus who's just like, I just want to eat good food, and I will destroy your planet, but I just want to eat good food.
That's what I am.
So yeah, I really like both of those characters. They spend a lot of time on their way to Earth. We get to learn about or get to re-experience King Kai, which is one of my favorite recurring characters in the whole show. And you know, it all comes down to Goku meeting Beerus and going Super Saiyan 3 and losing, and then realizing, oh crap, things are bad, this is not going to be good, because Beerus has had this vision of Super Saiyan God. And the thing that I knew was going to happen, I knew this was going to happen, I just wasn't sure to the extent I would experience it. I knew that because the first Saga was basically a movie, that they had to stretch out that movie.
Yeah.
Because that movie is like 90 minutes.
And it's 18 episodes?
And it's 18 episodes, and I'm like, at the beginning, we weren't really seeing that, or at least it didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, things are going good. But eventually, inevitably, we start to feel that Dragon Ball squeeze where, you know, the planet's going to blow up in 5 minutes, and that takes several hours. You know, so they're fighting, and they're doing the thing where they power up, and everything's starting to take a little bit longer. Eventually, they bring Shenron on board, and Shenron's character changes very quickly because Shenron's like, oh, Beerus, I'm so sorry. Which was funny, admittedly. They learned the Dragon Ball, or the Super Saiyan God thing. They do the special hand-holding.
Blend power thing.
They reveal that Videl has Pan, which, to me, and I don't know if this is just because, like, of watching the very, very end of Z, or if it's because I'm vaguely familiar with GT, even though I've never seen GT. I knew that Pan was going to exist at some point, so the fact that there was like, what? You're pregnant? It was like, oh, well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course she is. So then they do the little ceremony, Goku gets the God power, and they fight, and again, we go back into the, like, there's not really that much that happens in the fight. No. I'm curious to see the movie at some point to see if there's any major difference, but, like, the only thing that really happens is they're in space.
They fight. Goku is tired, but wait, he fights more.
Yeah, I mean, that is it. It's, I've been defeated, but wait, there's new power inside of me. I've been defeated again, but wait, there's new power inside. And I'm like, oh God. And it's in moments like that where I'm like, you know, I realize that this is why I really like to see Yamcha talk, because so much of Dragon Ball, it's not that I even dislike the martial arts stuff, it's just that so much of it does feel stretched out.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that once we get past these first two sagas, which are based on the films, that it'll feel different, that the pacing will be a little bit better. I don't know that it will be, but I'm at least somewhat hopeful for that. Eventually, the saga ends with kind of a whimper of Beerus is like, I'm gonna destroy your planet now. Oh, I'm asleep. Then they fly off, and then as they're flying off, it's revealed that Beerus wasn't asleep, so he wants to keep everyone around for some reason. Okay. Then there's just a few little episodes left in the series.
Yeah.
We have one filler episode where Mr. Satan...
Some aliens show up to give an award.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to battle them.
And we get one of the best lines in the series thus far, where Goku says, I forgot my tractor! Like, that's fantastic. And again, those are probably my favorite moments of the show. It's just these little funny things, funny interactions. You know, when it gets quote-unquote serious, that's when I am the least interested. That's when I was probably the most interested whenever I was in middle school and I was watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. But now in adulthood, it's flipped, where I'm like, no, I want to see Turtle talk to Master Roshi. Can we have an episode where they just talk? Because, like, I've been watching this show for over 20 years. I'm intimately familiar with all of these different characters, and God knows there are a lot of them. but all I really want them to do is hang out and play Monopoly. You know, I don't really care so much about seeing them fight. And like the fighting can be good, and there can be like, oh, there's a moment of growth or a really powerful beat in the story. Like that can happen. But also, there continues to be the same stuff we were dealing with in the Frieza saga 20 years ago of, I'm strong now, I'm not strong, I'm getting stronger. And I'm like, so anyway.
Going to destroy the world with different Kai energy things like 5 times.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same nonsense that Dragon Ball has been dealing with for a long time. It's one of the reasons why I've always so adamantly defended Dragon Ball, because I really love Dragon Ball. And I feel like, some people would disagree with me on this, I feel like Dragon Ball is possibly a better show than Z because it can, like, the progression of the show makes sense. Like, Goku starts very young, he gets older throughout the show. The power scale makes more sense, where he's like getting stronger and you can actually see it. He has to learn to fly. Like there's all these things that happen in Dragon Ball that feel like the scale is good.
Yeah.
In Z, the scale starts to get really bad, and in Super, that still kind of stays the same, where it's like Beerus shows up, he's a god, Goku can't do anything about it. Okay, now we've held our hands. Now Goku is almost just as powerful. The thing that concerns me is that the only characters, at least right now, in the show that seem to matter are like Goku and Vegeta. Like, everyone has been outscaled to the point where I worry about, you know, we have this rich history of Dragon Ball characters and like what happens to them.
Yeah. Chaozu
is useless. Absolutely useless. And we had an episode where like Krillin became a cop, and like I think that's great. But are they going to do that for everyone? Like, you know, just Piccolo become a delivery driver? Like, I don't know. You know, we'll have to watch and see. But
I mean, some characters, like even Gohan, is like, well, Gohan defeated Cell, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, now he's just a dad, and he is a scholar, and it's like, that's it. And it's like Goten and Trunks even. It's like, well, future Trunks defeated Frieza.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, he's just off there, just kid.
And like,
being a kid.
There are so many more episodes left in this show, so like, I'm excited about it. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm dunking on the show.
No, and the slice of life, stupid filler stuff is the stuff that makes it worth watching, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Like, one of the last episodes of these 18, Vegeta and Goku are sharing a bedroom training.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to see more of that interaction. Like, you stay on your side.
Yeah.
Like that would be great.
Like, the scene where Vegeta is like, I'm going to cook an omelet for Whis.
Yeah.
Is fantastic. Like, that's the stuff I really, really love. So we're going to keep watching and see what happens. But this is just kind of like, you know, our first foray into Dragon Ball Super. And this show's been out for, you know, quite a while. So I know this will not seem new to a lot of folks, but it's new to us, and we don't know what happens. I know that the next saga involves Frieza. I also know that, thankfully, it's much shorter than the first saga. So they're covering the film, but they're doing it much faster, and that's probably good, because there were parts of Battle with the God saga that's just way too drawn out.
Yeah.
So it also means that we'll be back with another saga review like pretty quick. Because we'll probably start watching it soon, and it's only a couple of episodes. But yeah, anyway, that's our initial thoughts on Super. I'm looking forward to watching more. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. It's cool to see the show in true blue widescreen. The show looks great.
Yeah.
There are definitely moments when there's a lot of additional animation, and you can tell, and you're like, oh, okay, that's, you know, they really spent their time on this. But yeah, keep watching, because we'll be giving our thoughts as we move through, and we'll be back relatively soon for the Frieza saga. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. You can discuss everything through the first 18 episodes of Super in the comments below, as well as the entirety of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. That's fine too. And like I said, give us another week or so and we'll be back. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?